You ever feel like we're running out of time?
Some people probably do.
You ever feel like you don't have enough time?
Yeah, once in a while.
Yeah, you know what's interesting?
What's that? You always have the same amount of time no matter what.
Yeah.
So how are you actually running out?
Well, it's interesting because the people that we admire have the same amount of time we have.
So how do they get more done, bro?
You know what? I think it has absolutely nothing to do with time.
Really?
I do. You know what I think it is?
What you got?
How they manage their energy.
Makes sense. We all have the same 24-hour day,
Yeah, sun comes up, sun goes down.
and we're not fifth-dimensional beings,
Some people have energy.
and they're managing it properly.
Some people are tired.
I think energy management is probably a crucial skill.
Yeah, I think it might be one of the most important components to success.
I think we should talk about it.
Let's dig in.
I'm Jonathan Noel.
And I'm Brian Noel,
This is the Focus Cast.
where we remove distractions
Increase focus.
so we can live a life with intentions. So let's get focused as. How do we get focused, bro?
All right. We were talking about this in the intro.
Yep.
You only have 24 hours.
Yeah.
You don't make time.
Nope.
I mean, you can't create time.
Yeah. You stop doing something to do something else.
Right. So what are we really managing? Our energy
Yes.
and how we use it and what we put it towards.
Yeah, because, and obviously we'll get into some details here, but have you ever realized that if you don't want to do something, it takes you longer than if you really want to do it?
Yeah, because you go back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Happens to me all the time.
So isn't that crazy that just based on your attitude or mentality towards something determines how long it takes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So manage that energy.
manage that energy.
You got to have a mental positive energy
Yeah,
to manage your physical energy.
that's right.
You got to align that mental, physical, spiritual,
Yeah.
all your energies.
I feel like if we manage our energy, we maximize our time.
So quit wasting time,
On things that are low energy for you.
bro. Energy management.
What is
it? The practice of consciously allocating and replenishing your physical, emotional, and mental energy to achieve your goals.
Ooh, replenishing. How often do we think about someone in the context of like employees? It's like, you got to work 40 hours a week. You got to do this. You got to do this. How often are we thinking about, hey, what are you doing to replenish your energy?
Man,
I don't think anyone talks. I've never heard anyone.
I've
talk
never
about
heard
that.
anyone talk about that at a business ever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really, never say never, right? I don't live like that. But I don't see myself managing an office full of people,
Yeah.
some business where we have like an office. But if I did,
Yeah.
I would probably have something like this. Management replenishment. Lunches, you go outside, go on a walk.
Yeah.
All the meetings would be walking,
Yes.
no matter what. And if it's not storming outside, you go outside for a little bit, get some fresh air.
Yeah.
It's little things to replenish your energy throughout the day.
Wouldn't it be crazy and amazing if you got an email that said, bring an extra pair of clothes because today for an hour we're going to be playing in the rain?
Well, not in corporate America.
So it's important because our energy levels directly impact our productivity, creativity, and overall well-being. When we manage our energy efficiently, we can get more done in less time, reduce stress, and feel more fulfilled.
Right. Makes sense.
So wait a minute. If we appropriately manage our energy, we can get more done.
Yeah.
And we can be happier and feel better.
Sounds like a win-win.
That seems
Hey,
completely opposite of the workaholic.
that's a Focus Cast win right there.
It's a focus cast win.
Yeah, the workaholic, we kind of go back and forth on this, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's your own business, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. It's 100-hour weeks to get it off the ground.
Yeah.
And, you've got a vision in mind and maybe you thrive in that. Maybe you thrive
Yeah.
in that space.
Yeah.
But if you're working for someone else, unless you really love it, you know, that's just not me.
Yeah.
I'm not killing myself for other people,
Yeah.
you know. So, yeah.
Yeah.
My energy management is not going to be 100% allocated in a space I don't care about,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, even in that context, it's like if you're spending 100 hours a week doing things
Yeah.
and none of those hours are spent replenishing your energy, how effective are your 100 hours?
That's a good question.
What if
Good question.
we talked about this on one episode, I don't remember, but there's the return on energy, right?
Yeah.
And even every single day, just like a motor needs new gas, like if you really passed 50 hours, you might just be doing more damage and slowing your business down.
Yeah, true.
So maybe working 100 hours a week is actually making it worse.
Those are all things you have to ask yourself in that moment and be like,
Yeah.
what is this actually accomplishing?
Right.
Is my energy actually working here?
Yeah.
I feel like when I see these high level people, right? They've built in a system to replenish the energy.
Yeah.
You know, they've built it into the daily practices.
Yeah.
You know, so it seems like, how the fuck are they doing all this? This
Yeah.
doesn't even seem possible. But it's habits with good sleep,
Yep.
you know, and super set boundaries around that.
Yep.
Exercise, meditation, whatever it is, NSDR, non-sleep deep breaths, those kind of things, and taking moments
Yeah.
to get it back. Healthy diet, because if you really want to function at that super high level,
Yeah.
you know, you got to replenish the energy.
Have you ever noticed that our liberal media, when there's a liberal president, never brings up vacation, but when it's a conservative president, all they do is talk about how that president's on vacation all the time? All presidents take vacations,
Yeah.
but we only hear about it when it's
Oh, yeah,
the
for
opposing
sure.
side. But still, like,
Yeah. I mean, that's the news pretty much
Yeah.
in a nutshell. The other guy.
I
Did you see what the other guy did?
I don't want I don't want a president, but whatever. I don't really think they do much anyway. But a physician. I don't want someone who's practicing surgery. I don't want my surgery to be the last of a 3-12-hour shift.
That's a good point, Brian.
Probably don't want to be the first either. I want it to really be like number 6 in day 1.
Yeah, and just seeing how I feel with my energy levels, I feel like I would want surgery like a couple of hours after they had breakfast, if they eat breakfast, but before lunch, because that's when I'm the most.
Oh yeah.
Because that's when it feels like definitely not after lunch.
No.
I wouldn't want surgery right after lunch.
All that blood's in their belly, and not their brain.
And definitely not at the end of the day.
I wonder if anyone's done studies like
It's
that.
gotta be.
Gotta be.
It's gotta be.
Like surgery, energy levels, food intake, all that stuff.
It's gotta be. I think I was reading about a study somewhere. It was something to do with like parole. And it was something like you're less or more likely for them to approve the parole or whatever, depending on what part of day it was and when the person had eaten.
Yeah.
So it's like when they're grumpy or whatever.
They don't approve parole.
Yeah. And so it's like these are things you have to think about. When I think about like if I'm getting something done, like even if you're getting like dental work done.
Bro, it's an interesting point because the more energy we have, typically we're more empathetic. The less energy we have, the more apathetic we are.
Absolutely. So like
your parole is like everyone past 3
yeah.
is like,
no,
fuck
fuck
no.
you.
But then towards the end of the day when they're just ready to go home, it's just like, I don't even want to read this. Yes.
Could be. Yeah. So for things like when I was getting like a couple of fillings, I always schedule them for 10 o'clock in the morning every time.
Wow.
Because I feel like that's the perfect.
Dude.
It's a couple hours before lunch. You're not super hungry.
Yeah.
You're not sluggish from breakfast. You're focused, but you're not wired from the coffee. I like 10 a.m.
Oh, man.
10 a.m. is where I like to.
That is like pro tip, like high brain, smart brain move, like meetings with the attorneys.
Yeah.
Do you want to pay the hourly rate with your attorneys when they're just tired and kind of jumbled and
No.
they can't remember what client they're talking to? Or do you want to get them at 10 a.m. when they're like
Now, obviously,
doubting?
you don't know their habits. If they woke up at 5 and they like did a workout,
That's
you
true.
know, their lunch, they might be getting really hungry by 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
But as a general rule, I like 10 a.m. If I think for most people, it's a nice sweet spot
Yeah.
where you're not thinking about lunch, you're not starving,
Right.
but you're not sluggish from breakfast.
Bro. So that's on every call for a new relationship is like, yeah, let's schedule a meeting. Hey, when do you eat breakfast? Usually I eat breakfast before I go. When do you eat lunch? A little
12,
late
1.
lunch, 1:00.
Some people are 1:00, some people are 2:00 people.
Or 11:00.
Some
Say
people are
breakfast
11.
at 5 a.m. Or they
Yeah.
don't eat breakfast at all. So there you go. That's the move. Man,
But I never schedule. Like at the end of the day, I feel like that's just the worst time to do anything.
That's a focus cast hack.
Focus hack.
Intentionally scheduling all meetings with
And someone else can do the more research and figure out what the times are. And it probably changes per industry. I mean, like in healthcare,
yeah.
the shifts are like, 12-hour shifts?
Yeah.
So it's a little different.
Yeah.
But for me, I just don't want to catch someone at the end of something because I know how I am at the end of the day.
Oh my gosh.
When I was doing like the hail gig,
Yeah.
the insurance stuff, someone comes to you with their bullshit problems that they're lying about trying to scam the insurance. It's 5:00, and you're just looking at them and you're like, I'm not approving it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not, like the empathy's gone.
It's gone.
Like quit lying to me. I'm not giving you any of this stuff you're asking me for. But if they're really nice and it's in the morning,
Yeah.
I might be like, you know what? I know this person's lying. Well, they're tweaking the truth a little bit. I can tell, that this wasn't related to the storm, but I'll give it to them. Anyway,
Did you just indict yourself?
but how is anyone going to prove anything? You know how many estimates I've written? Thousands.
Oh, that's crazy. All right. So people are lacking energy.
Yeah.
So a survey conducted by the Energy Project, wow, found that only 16% of employees feel energized and engaged throughout the day. 16%. Wow. It's funny. I read in the book of CEO Excellence or whatever. I don't remember. They did a big study, but it found that like less than 20% of your employees are actually like making the damn thing move. So it's probably the ones that just have energy.
Yeah.
What would happen if a Fortune 500 company intentionally focused on raising that 16% to like 35%? It'd probably take over the world. It'd probably be world domination.
Yeah. I mean, I've never worked for a big company.
Yeah.
But I feel like the appeal for a lot of people is like the benefits.
Yeah.
And then if the company's big enough, you can kind of hide a little bit.
Yeah.
You can kind of,
Oh, yeah.
you can hide.
Yeah.
If you're not doing shit, who's going to notice?
Right.
So I'm sure that's an appeal for some people. But yeah, can you imagine? Like, what if your business had like not mandatory, but like if it's a cultural thing in the office, people do it. If everyone goes on a walk at lunch,
Man.
and that increases productivity. I mean, once you start getting into big numbers, like 5 billion in revenue, billions of dollars in revenue, then every percentage, it turns into a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
So if you increase productivity even 5%,
Oh my gosh.
like if a walk at lunch, if you get a bunch of people in the office, not all of them are going to do it, but 60, 70%,
Yeah.
productivity goes up.
Gosh. 5%.
Yeah, 5%. I mean, 5% is not a lot of money when you're only making $50,000 a year, but if it's $1 billion company, every percentage becomes a big percentage.
Damn right. And if it's an evil corporation, we ask that you not do these things because then you accelerate the evil you ensue on the world.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Very true.
All of a sudden, everything we eat causes cancer immediately. It's like, God, they must have got really efficient at craft. Craft really intensified their...
Yeah, you go to Monsanto, right?
Yeah.
And you walk in the office and it's like everyone's happy and they're going on walks and they've got like massage
and you're
tables.
Like, you can text your wife and be like, we're fucked.
But anyway, so this is another study. This is a study from the National Safety Council. Fatigue cost employers an estimated $136 billion annually in health-related lost productivity.
Wow. 136 billion.
Yeah.
Just because fatigue.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's different. I feel like it's different in other parts of the world. Like I had an international flight. I was sitting next to these two Swedish dudes for like, whatever, a 10-hour flight. whatever it was. And, I'm just talking to these guys. In Sweden, they have 6 weeks mandatory vacation from all employers. 6 weeks. So they go on trips every year. I mean, how cool is that? And that's a cultural thing. Like, people do that.
Yeah.
All the Swedes, not all of them, but a lot of them travel.
Yeah.
They take their 6 weeks, and these guys were going to Vegas or something or whatever.
Yeah.
But imagine doing that. I mean, you've been in the workforce for 30 years and you've traveled the world by then.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
but it's just a different culture. It's like they don't work to live, or they don't live to work.
Yeah.
They work to live.
Yeah, in France, they're rioting right now because the president wants to move the retirement age from 55 to 54 to 56.
It went up 2 years, and everyone's freaking out.
Rioting.
Gosh. And then in America,
See, it's funny because, we're raised in America to, really look down on those countries. Like, taxes are too high. There's so many regulations and all that kind of stuff, and we look down on them.
And then in France, they try and raise the retirement rate by 2 years, and there's riots.
Right.
But in America, if in certain counties, you can't collect rainwater. You can't have chickens. Things that are so absurd.
Yeah, so absurd.
Things that are so ridiculous that if this was like 300 years ago, I think people would just burn the Capitol down.
Oh, yeah.
And it wouldn't be a political, look at these extremists. It's like, no, look at this oppression.
Yeah.
Look at what you're doing to everyone.
Absolute oppression.
But the oppression is normalized.
Yeah, it really is.
That's a whole nother thing.
Well, and it's like back to the tax conversation. This is energy management, right?
Oops, yeah, we're getting off.
This is so good because, it goes back to our mentality and what we think, right? So we're like, they're bad because they pay 50% in taxes.
Yeah.
But if they also have healthcare and education's paid for, so if you look at what we pay in taxes, which I'm sorry, if anyone makes above, I think it's $450 a year.
Yeah.
You're in the highest tax bracket, whatever it is. But you're paying, what is it, 37%?
Yeah, that's
federal.
not far from 50.
Well, here's the difference. That's federal. Then there's state. Then there's ad valorem, your car tax, your county tax, your school tax.
Yeah, they just hid the taxes.
Your income tax.
Yeah.
Your death tax.
Everything you buy.
Yeah. Everything is taxed. So like they ran the calculations and we end up paying a lot anyway. And then if you include the fact that we pay for our own healthcare, which again, pros and cons. Government healthcare is great if it's good. If it's shitty healthcare, then it's bad. But anyway, so anyway, energy management, we're doing all these things, right? But they have a culture of, no, we're not going to work 80 hours a week. It's a law.
Yeah,
but it's a law because it's cultural. So it's like,
yeah. If you could, I don't think people really understand how much power they have.
Yeah.
There's 400 million people in America.
Yeah.
Okay. And I understand you've got kids and you've got things you have to worry about and yada, yada, yada. But if enough people said, fuck this, we're not doing it, things change.
Immediately.
Yeah. If you have enough people.
Yeah. Did you see the farmers where
they were spraying
manure on the agricultural
back in France? They know how to do it, man.
Dude.
They know how to riot. I think I probably should have been French.
Yeah. Man, that's badass. They were fucking the farmers, so the farmers sit there and spray manure all over the agency of agriculture.
I know, it's amazing.
Talk about some anyway.
I know.
Awesome. We don't do shit here.
Oh, in America, what are people? Oh my gosh! Don't even get me started.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to loosely pull it back, but the reason I love this is because what are we spending our energy on? Well, we spend a lot of our energy thinking about we're on social, we're doing all this stuff, and we're spending so much energy mentally on all these things.
Yeah.
But what's the result we're getting?
Nothing.
Yeah. So anyway, the CDC and prevention estimates that over 1/3 of adults in the United States are sleep deprived, which can lead to decreased energy levels, decreased productivity, and increased health risk.
Yeah.
People don't sleep well.
Nope. And then got another stat here. According to a survey by Monster, 71% of workers say they feel tired at work, and 31% say they have fallen asleep on the job.
Is that Monster Energy drink? Did they drink one in the morning and then they crashed after that caffeine crash?
Who knows, man? I've never had one, so
I haven't either.
it's not my cup of tea.
I think Monster is a job. I think this is a job thing, I think. 31% falling asleep on the job. But you know what? At the end of the day, if I'm tired, I'll take a 15-minute nap during the day. I did that when I was a W-2 employee. Like,
Yeah.
if you want me to be productive for the last 3 hours of the day, I can either not go to sleep and then just be miserable for 3 hours and work slow and probably screw some shit up.
Yeah.
Or I can take an 18-minute nap, which, by the way, an 18-minute nap is the optimal nap time. It's not too long.
Right. But
It's
how
not
long
too
does it take
short.
you to fall asleep? Is it 18 minutes of sleep, or you
I
set
would
it for 18 minutes and you're really only sleeping for about
I would set my
15.
timer for 25 minutes, and it would take me about 4 to 5 minutes, and then I would take about anywhere between a 13-minute to 18-minute nap, and then I would wake up and I would crush that last 2-3 hours.
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
Love
So,
it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, mine. According to the study of Harvard Business Review, employees who take breaks throughout the day are more productive and have more energy than those who work nonstop. It turns out workaholic is just not being a workaholic. It's just not productive.
Bro, what's the culture in our workspace? Between us two.
It's pretty feely right now, man. If we feel like taking a walk, we take a walk.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we feel like doing 20 burpees, we do 20 burpees.
Yeah. And I know it. It's just listen to your body.
Yeah.
When I'm sitting there, so here's what usually when I know. When I'm sitting there and I'm trying to do something and it's not working and I'm just like, this is bullshit, then I'm getting really pissed off and
Yeah.
I'm like, I just need to go on a walk.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of problems that feel like impossible. You go take a walk, you come back and you're like, oh, well, that's not a big deal.
Yeah. Or it's just like it resolved itself.
Same thing happened when I was trying to put my bike back together.
Yeah.
You know, it was the complicated linkage,
Yeah.
full suspension bike, if anyone cares. I just could not get these things in with the spacers.
Yeah.
And I'm freaking out. I was like, I just need to take a break. I came back and I did it. After the break, after trying it for an hour, I took a break, came back and did it in 5 minutes. Right?
Yeah.
So that's just life.
That's life.
You just have to be smart enough to realize I need a walk. I need a fiver.
And there's
And that's part of energy management.
energy management.
So you can kill yourself doing some bullshit for 2 hours, or you take a 5-minute walk, you come back and it takes you 20 minutes.
Yeah. And back to it said, you feel better. So like,
Yeah.
not only did you get it done, so you feel accomplished.
Yeah.
You took a walk.
Yeah.
Man, it's proactive and reactive energy management. It's being proactive by saying, when I complete this task or this
Yeah.
block of task, I will take a walk. And then
Yeah.
it's being reactive to if you're in a moment to where you can't figure something out, or
Yeah.
you want to throw the computer screen across the room and drop kick someone in the throat.
Yeah.
You take a walk. So it's being proactive and it's listening to your body.
And I find, for me, and I'm sure it's most people,
Yeah.
when you take that walk, you come back, all of a sudden, it's so much easier to solve this problem,
Yeah.
you know?
I think I want to keep an energy log.
Ooh, energy lock.
Yeah. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, high energy 10, low energy 1. And every hour, just put in where I feel, and then be able to look back and see why.
That's smart.
Yeah.
So,
Solutions?
solutions, bro. So, one key strategy,
Yeah.
all right, to identify
this
your
door, bro.
personal energy. Huh?
Open this door. One key strategy. Sorry. It was a dad joke. My bad. Interrupted you
good.
with a bad joke.
I was so focused to just. So, it's funny. Brian just mentioned the energy logs.
Yeah.
So, first bullet point under solutions here is to find your personal energy rhythms.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's your energy rhythm?
Very productive during the day. In
well,
the morning.
Everyone has times when they're more naturally more alert, focused, and times when we're more sluggish. We were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I don't want to get surgery when someone's sluggish,
Yeah. Yeah.
when they're all at the end of the 12-hour shift.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the last one on the list.
And there's different energy levels for different types of things. And we talked about that in our, the difference between grind task and creative task. So like if I'm mildly tired, but not like too sleepy. Like when I'm kind of like, I got all my restlessness out.
Yeah.
That's when I like to focus on creative tasks. When I'm just like high energy and like, wow, that's when I just want to like crush everything I have to get done. I just crush it then, and then go take a walk, rest a little bit, whatever. And then when I've got all the jitters out, all the manicness out.
Right, for you manic people out there.
Yeah, that's when I can just slide right into that creative focus.
I think the real thing we're looking at here is personal energy rhythms, not the energy rhythms that you read in some bullshit book.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, this guy makes $100 million a year. I'm going to live my life exactly like him.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I don't want to wake up at 4 a.m. and be miserable and hate myself. So, and all this takes time.
It takes time
to find your,
and it evolves.
And it evolves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you got to be flexible, right?
You got
to be agile.
So by paying attention to these rhythms, you can schedule your most demanding tasks during your peak energy times and reserve low energy periods for the rest and less demeaning activities.
Demanding, but yeah.
Oh,
if you're doing demeaning activities.
Yeah. You want to do demeaning activities.
What kind of work are you doing, bro?
That's amazing.
Yeah. And obviously, we talked about this. You want to practice energy renewal activities.
Yeah, so nature, we talked about grounding. We talked about how it's scientifically proven that the trees and plants give out energy. Walking barefoot on the ground recharges you. Talking to people.
Yeah.
Going and meeting someone that you've never met before. Going to a cafe and seeing the life. Whatever it is.
Some people love the New York busy streets, walking around.
Yeah.
You know, and if you thrive on that, hey,
go take a walk
and like see the streets.
Yeah.
You know, and then if you're a nature person, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, everyone gets their thing from different sources.
Yeah.
So it's just finding your thing.
Finding the thing.
Yeah. When I was looking up, obviously all the basic stuff came up that we talk about every time: exercise, meditation.
Yeah.
And then breaking down your goals into smaller tasks was another one.
Oh,
so
that's good. Yeah.
You know, I think everyone has, like, if you're trying to accomplish a lot and it's all floating in your head, it drives you crazy. Yeah. It feels impossible.
Yeah.
And then you finally dissect it, break it down. You look at the individual parts and you're like, oh, fuck, that's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Just one little thing.
And in energy, accomplishing something, like
gives you energy.
Yeah, my buddy Chad just said this at lunch yesterday. He said, when you don't accomplish something, the mood is totally different when you get home, when you finished a project versus when it's still open and you go home.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
So breaking those tasks down into like bite-sized pieces, and then you snowball. It's like, yes, I got it done. Yes, I got that done. Yes, I got that done. And then you can sit back and be like, shit, I got 40% of this project done today.
You can get little wins. You get little dubs throughout the day.
Dubs, man. Little double do you.
That's what life's supposed to be.
You
gotta stack those W's, man.
You damn right.
Stack those wins up.
Little double do you.
Hey, I stack more wins by dissecting it into little pieces.
That's right.
Get out of bed, win. Just kidding.
My steak is not in the shape of a W.
No.
My little cereals are little W's. One spoon at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not putting that whole steak in my mouth at one time.
No, you gotta take bites.
That's right.
There we go, bro.
Could you imagine little filet W's?
It just seems like too much time to take on cutting up a steak and then.
Well, you wouldn't do that. You're the one that's winning. Someone else does that for you.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. That's winning right there.
I like how you went into a tone of absolute, yep, you're right. That's exactly right. Yep, someone's going to cut your filet up into little tiny W's. What kind of a bitch would you be if you were like, talk to the chef? Or you're like a billionaire?
I need a win today. Can you cut my steak up into little W's so I have a win?
That's psychopath status. Another way to apply energy management. Oh yeah, we talked about that. All stats point to getting better sleep, eating better, meditating, and exercise.
This is just going to be the repeat podcast because we're just going to keep repeating ourselves every day.
Yeah.
Exercise.
I don't know, but if someone listens to 50 episodes of the Focus Cast and they're like, man, I like that. I like where you went. And then it's like, yeah, no, I need to exercise. And they do it. Hey,
Yeah.
that's great. I mean, I need to be reminded.
It's true, though. Let's be real.
Like,
I mean, you get caught up in life and you're like, fuck, I do need to hear this.
yeah.
Because you forget or you're just not thinking about it. It's not on your mind.
Yeah, you have a win, you get excited, and you start working so much, you forget to exercise.
Yeah. And then, honestly, though, all these little habits are this is for longevity.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
that's great.
It's so you're not burnt out.
Yeah, you're right. Businesses start, but only 20%, only 80% make it past year 1 and 50% make it past year 5. So it's longevity. Energy
Isn't that
management.
the whole point? Isn't that the whole point of this? I mean,
Yeah, if this episode was burst of energy, we talk about like cocaine.
yeah,
We're not talking about 30 minutes of energy.
like
We're talking about living a long life.
right. I mean, because I know you're one of those people who you thrive kind of in that environment and you like creating.
Yeah.
You're gonna be doing it until you die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and you want to have energy, right?
Yes.
So when you're sitting, Brian Noel,
Yeah.
in your 70s, and you're like, man, I'm gonna start a business.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start my 400th business.
Yeah.
And I'm in my 70s. And you know what? I still have energy. Why? Because I meditated, I exercised, I did all these little things throughout the day. I didn't just work 100 hours a week until I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah.
And then now I have lower back pain because I sat in a desk chair for too long.
You can't use your hands.
My hands are fucked up from repetitive strain injuries. You know, my wrists are all like nothing works and I'm broken. I don't want to be broken. I have no intentions of being broken. That's just me, though.
When yes, there's two scenarios here. At 70, I will probably be doing other businesses. So there's 3 scenarios. I'm dead. Okay, so let's say I'm
Yeah.
not dead. So we're back to 2 scenarios. Scenario 1 is I want to start another thing in my 70s, so I go do it. Scenario 2 is asking my home assistant to empty the piss pan because I need a clear piss pan
Yeah.
to get excited about launching the next thing.
Yeah.
Which may still happen for whatever unforeseen circumstances, but
All right. So
I don't want to lead myself to that.
I listened to the Model Health show, right?
Yeah.
And he talks about not expanding your lifespan, but your health span.
Yeah.
You know, why are we obsessed with how long we're going to live? We should be obsessed with how long we're going to be healthy,
Oh my gosh.
right?
Yeah.
No one cares about being the old person. I know I say this. Someone's going to make a montage, please. No one cares about being the old person watching reruns, drooling on themselves.
Yeah.
You know, you're waiting for your grandkids to call you and say happy birthday, and they forget, you know, and you're miserable. And
Yeah.
you're just rotting.
Yeah.
That's not health span. I want health span. I
Yeah.
don't want lifespan. I want health span.
Yeah.
I'd rather die early and be healthy as fuck than live to be like 100.
You know what the quote is, bro?
What you got?
I don't want to roll into my grave. I want to
wanna
fucking
jump.
I want to jump into my grave.
Exactly.
I want to be able to do a
I want a
perfect
cartwheel in that bitch.
I want a cartwheel right into that hole.
When it's time to die, I'm gonna skip, hop, and a jump right in that bitch.
That's right.
It's so true though.
Yeah.
Our grandmother, our babsha, she was still doing stretches in her 90s. She had a little stretch routine.
Yeah.
She was still limber.
Yeah.
You know, I just people in their 70s, 60s probably even now. They're broken.
Can barely stretch, yeah.
You know, and it's like, you know, it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
I don't think we're supposed to live like that.
No.
Humans are not meant to be in that state. We're meant to thrive. Our bodies are capable
Yeah.
of thriving for a long time. In fact, age. Let's hit this for a minute, bro.
All right, I'm ready.
By thinking about age and assuming that getting older is going to make you decrepit,
Yeah.
you're already telling your body that it's going to happen.
Ooh.
You know, you're already putting that ceiling on yourself
Yeah.
just by thinking like, man, I hope I'm not, you know, when I get older, I hope I can at least walk, you know. I
Yeah.
hope I can even do this when I'm older. You know, you associate
Yeah.
the numerical age with the actual
Inability to do things.
Yeah. And you're already putting those limits in
Yeah.
your life and putting that box on yourself.
You know, it's funny. You're right. Everyone wants to be young. Why do you want to be young? Most of us and most people are fucking dumbasses when they're young. They're arrogant. They don't understand. They want to do it all themselves.
Yeah.
They're like they're working through all their shit. They don't know anything. They have no experience. But yet it's like, oh, I want to be young again. Why do you want to be young again? I want to be as agile as I am now
And wise.
in my 70s. I've
You wanna
messed up so many times that I've learned so much, and I'm 40. I
Yeah, now
can't even imagine when I'm 80.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Seriously.
Oh my gosh.
So, when it comes to aging,
Yeah.
just go ahead and take the notion, just that when you picture
Yeah.
like a 90-year-old in the United States as like this decrepit,
Yeah.
hunched over, sad life force that's barely hanging on,
Yeah.
just go ahead and kill that image.
Yeah.
That's not my future.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
So, health span. Don't worry about lifespan, worry about health span.
I tell you what, I've already decided that I'm going to smoke if I make it to 90. 80.
Start smoking. If I grew the tobacco myself, I'll start smoking again later in life.
All right. So that's what I picture. I'm riding a Harley.
All right, you're riding a Harley, and you're smoking some tobacco that I grew.
Yep. I'm not wearing a helmet.
Why would you?
Why would I? Like I said, I want to cartwheel into it. And one way to cartwheel into your death is
hitting a
motorcycle
guardrail.
accident.
You do 35 flips and hit a tree.
Yeah, you flipping that shit. You flipping right into that grave. So that's why I'm gonna ride a Harley, all black, blacked out, everything black. No chrome.
No, not
Fuck
chrome. Not chrome, but no accent colors?
No.
Wow. Okay.
No. And
You're going to ride at night with the lights
it's
off.
going to be one of those World War II style ones too.
Like the old school bike?
Old school Harley. It doesn't even have to be a Harley. I actually like the old school bike.
Like the cafe kind of looking bikes?
Yes.
Okay.
But all black.
All right, so now we're on to a different kind.
No helmet.
Right.
And
smoking a hand roll.
Smoking a stogie.
A hand roll from tobacco we grew on our property.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably right after I drank moonshine.
So you're incorporating all the bad habits again when you get older because you're on that last part of life.
When I turn 80.
Nice. That's awesome.
Eating a McDonald's Big Mac. Drinking Coke. Actually, I would never do that.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Now the tobacco thing, I think so. Why not?
Definitely the motorcycle thing.
I'm not gonna go buy a pack of freaking Pall Malls. I'm gonna grow that shit myself. That's how it's gonna be.
Yeah. Chewing on a what's the original cocaine plant? Cocoa something.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway,
Just chewing on those leaves.
I'll be chewing on some leaves, smoking some homegrown tobacco.
While we're just sitting here talking about nothing. So I was listening to a Joe Rogan episode, and there was a legit scientist, like a molecular scientist. He just studies molecules and how they affect the brain. He was talking about drugs. And basically his stance is all drugs have a place.
Yeah.
But if you can find them and they're pure. But like he does cocaine, heroin, all the big boys.
Yeah.
And but he uses them, I guess, in a responsible way, if there is such a thing. Pretty interesting episode. Don't remember the name. But
we've associated hard drugs with addiction, and we've convinced our culture that addiction is from the substance abuse, but addiction is from the neglect emotionally, and the substance has nothing to do with the addiction.
Yeah, we talked about that. The guys who come back from Vietnam,
Yeah.
They were all doing heroin, and only like 3% of them kept doing heroin.
Yeah.
But they were back with their families. They had their normal life.
Yeah.
The addiction was...
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Sweet, bro.
Yeah. Energy management.
Is that what we were talking about?
I like energy management. I think it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the biggest nugget out of this episode is stop saying you don't have time. What you said, which I love, change your image of yourself in the future.
Yeah.
There is no rush. Today, what's your energy level?
Yeah.
What can you accomplish? And accomplish that.
All right, bro. I think that's it.
Let's go.
Thank you for listening to the Focus Cast. Go to youtube.com/thefocuscast and slap that subscribe button. Head to thefocuscast.com to share what you want to hear next. Go forth and be focused as boy.